What's poppin', y'all? And welcome to The Dark Side of the Kid LAROI Part 2. And if you haven't watched Part 1, then go watch it right now or this video won't make sense. It'll be in the top right cards and in the description. This video was never supposed to happen. I had zero plans of making a Part 2, but I really want to thank our sponsor for motivating me to make this. And our sponsor today is none other than the Kid LAROI's DJ/producer that decided to name himself after a French Montana ad-lib, Han. This is the DM exchange that I had with this individual that I'll quickly run through. He said, "Yo bro, your video was inaccurate, but I can give you some insight." Nah, if the Kid LAROI wants to come on for an interview and answer questions, he's welcome. I'm not interested in talking back and forth with the sidekick. LOL, he doesn't care about it. I care though. You're putting out false information with no real evidence. It's cool if you want to keep deleting my YouTube comments, but be careful what you say on future video because there's a difference between discussing opinions and trying to slander someone's name for clicks. The next day, the original Dark Side of Kid LAROI video was taken down on a copyright strike, and the guy DMs me with a bunch of laughing emojis, pretty much gloating that he took it down, and he even replied to one of the comments saying, "You would take down a video too if it was spreading lies about you," laughing emoji. Clearly, this idiot admitted that he took the video down not because it violated fair use and copyright law, but because it was lies, which it wasn't, and that's illegal to false copyright strike, so brilliant move there. Not only that, but I hid this guy's Instagram name when I made the video about receiving a copyright strike because I have the courtesy and don't want people spamming his comments, because I don't like when people go harass someone. But what does this idiot decide to do? He decides to message all of these Kid LAROI stan pages and gather all of his fans and have them spam my Instagram comments and my Twitter replies. So I don't care about hiding his Instagram anymore. And I hand out blocks left and right. Now we're at strike 2 here, maybe even 3. Then there was the thinly veiled threat, the false takedown, the spam, and gloating over it. So I give this guy one more lifeline. And I tell him, I'm giving you one chance to remove the false strike on the original video, because it's getting lifted regardless. 24 hours from when I sent the first message to lift the strike. I expect it to be up by then. Well, it's been a hell of a lot longer than 24 hours, and the video isn't up. So, the Kid LAROI, I know you're watching this. You can thank this genius on your team for the fact that this video even exists. Also, shout out to Housephone for mentioning the original video on the No Jumper podcast. And also roll this quick clip from Camgirl.
Bro, how about the fact that Kid LAROI, I've seen that people are making videos about his old videos.
Helloyassine.
And they're getting fucking taken down and everything.
Strike, my boy.
Bro,
now
good shit, done
finding
deal,
out
yeah.
about everything, it just seems like industry plan-ish.
Industry plan-ish. You've got quite the hunch there, Camgirl. So I decided to get on my Nardwar and really do some digging. You're going to get information with undeniable proof that even Marcus didn't know about. And the rabbit hole all starts with this one article from the Sydney Morning Herald back in March of 2004. Music helps smiling April cope with pain of TJ's death. The girlfriend of Thomas TJ Hickey, the young man whose death sparked the Redfern riot, is on the brink of being signed up for a recording contract. It sounds cool. Let's see how it goes, 14-year-old April Seisman said after meeting music entrepreneurs last week. Sloan Howard, the Kid LAROI's mother, of She Artist Management contacted April after reading in the Sun Herald how TJ's death had affected the teenager. April said her 17-year-old boyfriend's death after he was impaled on railings when his speeding bike spun out of control meant she did not dream anymore. But last week, Miss Howard, wife of music producer Nick Howard, said, "She is absolutely beautiful and I really believe we can do something together. Perhaps she can start dreaming again." Miss Howard has just started her own record label and manages Pop Stars winner Scott Kane and Hot 30 winners Gemini. Her husband has produced and written music with Bardot, Sophie Monk, Delta Goodrem, and Selwyn. She will tomorrow take April to meet with industry professionals, including rap artist P. Diddy's producer, to establish the direction of April's musical career. A lot of rappers come out of Harlem and have real stories to tell. In Australia, they are mostly just copycats. April, on the other hand, has a story to tell from the heart, Miss Howard said. It is a message that will reach out to people through the music. We will get professionals from within the industry to help April all the way. When I read the story in Sunday's paper, I really felt I wanted to do something with her. Now I have met her, I am really vibed. It's very exciting. TJ's mother, Gail Hickey, said, I have seen April singing and dancing at home, and she's really good. This is a great opportunity for her, and it is really the first time I've seen her smiling like that since TJ died. April is also excited at the prospect of emulating her idols, Kellis and Missy Elliott. This is all freaky. It's great, she said. If you haven't already, please give this video a like. We're about to get into some good stuff. It is very appreciated. Now that we read the article, we really got to break it down. TJ was this Aboriginal teenager who at 17 years old died after being impaled on these railings while riding his bicycle really fast. And people didn't believe that it was an accident. They believed the police were pursuing him, and that led to his death. So riots sparked after this. The Kid LAROI's mother, who is Sloan Howard, and don't worry, there will be plenty of proof to corroborate this other than just the last name. She was the wife of a music producer named Nick Howard. And she was managing Scott Kane, who was the winner of this show Pop Stars, that was basically the American Idol before American Idol in Australia. In 2003, he was the host of a show every morning, AMTV on D with Scott Kane, on the Disney Channel in Australia, and he even went touring with Hilary Duff after making a song titled after her, when she went on the Australian leg of her tour, to over 12,000 people in the crowd. Now for Nick Howard, you see those names and maybe you'd think, who the hell is Bardot, Sophie Monk, Delta Goodrem, and Selman? Or maybe you recognize a couple of the names. I didn't. Well, Bardot was an Australian girl group that was formed from the reality TV series Pop Stars in 1999. Both their debut single Poison and their self-titled debut album charted at number 1 in the Australian and New Zealand charts. Sophie Monk was one of the members of the group, Bardot, but after they split in 2002, she released her own solo album, Calendar Girl, in 2003, that didn't do amazing, peaking at number 35 on the Australian albums chart, but the single, Inside Outside, performed well, peaking at number 5 on the Australian charts. She would continue to have a successful career in entertainment with roles in movies like Click, winning the Celebrity Apprentice Australia in 2015, a judge on 2016's Australia's Got Talent, starring in the 3rd season of The Bachelorette Australia in 2017, and hosting Love Island Australia in 2018. Delta Goodrem was, and likely still is, a bona fide superstar in that country. Her debut album, Innocent Eyes, released in 2003, was on top of the Australian charts for 29 consecutive weeks. She's had 9 number 1 singles and 17 top 10 hits on the Australian charts, selling over 8 million albums worldwide, winning an MTV VMA award, and she's one of the coaches on The Voice Australia almost every year since 2012. This is who the Kid LAROI's father was writing or producing music for. I don't think it can possibly get any more industry than that. But I was able to find his dad's credits that shows the projects he's worked on. And man, is this a long list. But we'll just get through the names you guys will likely recognize. Keep in mind a majority of these credits are technical, which could mean a whole bunch of different things, from engineering to transferring audio from one medium to another, as they classify it on this site. You can see on your screen. But he had one hell of a list in the early 2000s. He has credits on Nelly's Hot in Here, Fat Joe's Loyalty, Nelly's Nellyville, Common, Go Common Classics, Fabulous, Pump It Up by Joe Budden, and tons more. Also, a quick side note about the Kid LAROI's sidekick Han. He didn't come into the picture until at least 2017 or 2018 when Ziggy was managing the Kid LAROI and he was back out in Sydney, who also got left behind. So the only things he knows are what LAROI and his mother told him. He has no idea what the history is, and he's of course going to do anything he can to protect his golden goose. That's his meal ticket. Moving forward, where is the proof that Sloan Howard or Nick Howard are LAROI's parents? Well, here's some proof. Sloan Howard continuously promoting the Kid LAROI and Dream Team. Dream Team, Australia's hottest new talent, Charlton LAROI and DJ Lady Killer, aka Dream Team, Another great track from songwriter and artist Charlton LAROI and DJ Lady Killer, artist, producer, DJ, I Want It, Dream Team. Oh, I'm not done yet. She also ran this page, Mama Capone Management, because she was trying to be a manager and doing a whole bunch of other things we are going to cover a bit later. Most of these articles she shares are now defunct, of course. I'm so proud of you guys, and you've done it all on your own. Keep up the great and hard work, boys. As you can see, it pays off. Going straight to the top. Charlton LAROI and Tyga, US approaching young Australian talent for opportunities abroad. Wake up, Australian record labels. Great talent is gone before you even knew that they existed. Charlton LAROI, DJ Lady Killer, aka Dream Team, are going straight to the top. Stay tuned and watch how it all unfolds. Then she shares a song you can no longer find, produced by Marcus, titled Work It Out. The whole Mama Capone Management page was very scuffed, alongside a couple of other things. And if you watch part 1, something that might have made you side-eyed, because it definitely had me thinking, yeah, that's a little weird, is that LAROI's mom was letting him at age 12 spend weekends and working on music at a 17-year-old's house. That's not something that most mothers would do, even if you were really into music and they were supportive. And not only that, the amount of support both on her personal page and these other pages that she puts to pushing LAROI's music and career is similar to that of those child actor moms or pageant moms in America. Usually a supportive parent would just let them explore music as a hobby and not push for it as a career. But it wasn't too surprising when I found that she had countless posts of Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, Kris Jenner, and how much she admired the Kardashians, and what are the Kardashians other than Kris Jenner pushing her kids into fame. That really made more sense of the situation. There had to be some point in time that her management career didn't do well, and she had a separation from her husband. My theory is that she got that management job of Scotty Keene originally through her husband. That's just a theory. And there have also been other people that said there were some things that she did that made the husband leave her. I'll just let your imagination try to think of what, because I have zero proof on that and not gonna put some wild accusation like that on somebody. But regardless, she was continuously running something else I found odd. On a post, she said model development contract opportunity. We're looking for a teenage girl aged between 13 to 17 who can be an ambassador and role model for teen girls in regional Australia, etc, etc, etc. And she had a bunch of these posts under so many different companies, one of which was Pro Talent Australia, which is a defunct site, and on the Twitter page says a professional acting and modeling agency in Broken Hill, New South Wales. The agency finds work for actors in all forms of media and provides on-site training. She had this one thing called She Organization, standing for Sloan Howard Entertainment, that she updated as her cover photo in March of 2019. There was also Underground Global Empire, that she was some sort of scout to get modeling talent and saying that these girls would get contracts to go overseas. But all of these things are defunct. And someone with a sustaining company isn't going to have 5 different ones with basically the same function in a span of 3 years. Not to mention she has like 4 different Facebook accounts with the same name. It seemed more like a hustle, if not something else entirely. His mom also made a post saying, "My dear friend Eugenio, home in LA, you are by far the most stylish and inspirational man I know. I will be back next year while my son makes his record. Look forward to seeing you." This article wasn't a broken link, so I checked it out and damn! It's basically a video of this guy flexing his home. And in the article it says, photographer Jim Goldberg shows us around the home of Latin America's most prominent contemporary art collector. Born into a bottled fruit juice empire, he's the heir to the Jumex empire of juice. Eugenio Lopez Alonso changed the meaning of the family business forever when, starting in the 90s, his Jumex collection revitalized the contemporary art scene in Mexico City. Then in 2013, the opening of his David Chipperfield designed Museo Jumex brought the city onto the global art circuit. At his house in Beverly Hills, Lopez has built a refuge for himself and some of his most loved pieces by contemporary masters including Andy Warhol, Jeff Koons, Bryce Martin, John Chamberlain, and Louis Bourgeois. Here we see Eugenio's collection through the eyes of world-renowned photographer and filmmaker Jim Goldberg. This guy is filthy rich, and LAROI's mother is really close friends with him as suggested by that post. And she even said she would be visiting him. Doesn't seem like a close friend that a dirt poor family growing up in project housing would have, huh? There was also the whole narrative that they're trying to paint that LAROI was really poor, especially in that Ghettos of Australia video from No Jumper where he says he grew up in basically project housing and was homeless. And to be fair, Marcus also said when he visited them in Broken Hill, he was living in what looked like a very poor area, basically in a church. And this may have been true for a small period of time, but I don't know, man. This kid grew up in a good family. Definitely from his father's side, who they conveniently never mention. The assumption people might make is maybe the father abandoned them, or he grew up without a father. Neither of which are the case at all. It's actually quite the opposite. Here's a picture of the father with LAROI and his brother fishing. A picture from 2015 of them mini golfing with their dad in Terry Hills, which is a suburb north of Sydney. LAROI went to a private Catholic school in his early life. And there's another picture of him with his father and mother for 7th grade to interview for a boarding school. His father's always sharing his music. He shared the post from Acclaim magazine that has the interview where he talks about how he connected with Lil Skies. He shared a Juice WRLD show that LAROI performed at, another interview with LAROI by Purple Sneakers, several photos from the Enmore Theater at the Juice WRLD performance that the father may have took the photos himself and was there, another photo from that same performance in black and white that looks like it was taken by one of the photographers, one about Rolling Loud where he says, "Rolling Loud Miami in May. Great achievement, mate. Very proud of how hard you work and how dedicated you are to your music. Can't wait." Another interview shared with LAROI sitting on a bench with Redfern written on it by Triple J. The only Aussie hip-hop artist on the first iteration of Rolling Loud New York is straight out of Redfern. A very proud dad moment for sure. Is that not enough proof that he's his dad? One of a picture in New York. The kid in NYC. We're all missing you so much, but very proud of all you're doing. Can't wait to catch up with you soon. Does that sound like someone who wasn't in his son's life? Sounds like a very supportive dad to me. He shared the song Too Much, posted a picture of LAROI and Bibby with the caption Times Square, NYC. He updated his profile picture twice to promote the song Diva that LAROI had with Lil Tecca. He had a post in June 2019 with this tag saying, "Son, dream, love, truth, peace, dad, X." This is not the behavior of someone who just abandoned or forgot their son. So why is the mom always mentioned but never the dad? Nick Howard also runs his own studio, and he put up a picture saying making music in the studio for the next 6 months. Woohoo! And you can see guitars surrounding him. In the live stream that LAROI did in his backyard, he pointed at the guitar and made sure to let everyone know that he knows how to play guitar. And I wonder who taught him how to play guitar. In the interview with No Jumper, Adam explicitly asks LAROI, "How did your parents feel on you doing music?" And he says his mom was really supportive, but he never mentions his father. He doesn't want people knowing that his dad was as industry as it gets, having worked with some of the biggest stars in Australia, because it would shatter the entire narrative and the rags to riches story he's trying to cosplay. His family owns a damn boat. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is this guy an industry plan or not? Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Peace.